What's up, y'all? It's Trent B, one half of the reality TV couple with me and my wife Tori, where we react to reality TV shows, mainly dating shows, from trashy all the way to classy. And tonight, I'm covering Love Is Blind UK season 8. It's titled "I Look Like a Clown," but it's a weird title because I don't remember anybody saying that any time during that episode. It was a couple points where people was looking like clowns, but I didn't see nobody actually say that. Right? So I'm gonna title it "Go for a Walk," or yeah, "Go for a Walk" is pretty fitting for this episode, right? But this is essentially kind of like how we get to the weddings, right? This is kind of like one couple fell off. The rest of the couples kept going strong, but one couple fell off. One couple is on life support, and this is kind of how we get to the weddings, right? So speaking about a couple that fell off, Yaz and Jordan out the gate. Yaz is trying to press Jordan for some kind of resolution, being solution oriented, which is like men, especially a man of the military like he was, all about solutions. So I find it strange that when she's trying to find a resolution for their situation, there is none. He doesn't have any. And you know why, Yaz? It's because he don't want a resolution. He don't want no solution, right? Uh, it was so funny because it's like Jordan looked like the type that would just leave her a Dear John letter. He's the type that would do that. And I honestly thought that was something she was doing at some point because they showed her journaling and writing something down, and I thought that was her giving him the Dear John letter, doing like that one girl did to Jive the other last year. I think her name was Katisha. I thought he was gonna do like Katisha did to Jive because he was just too weak to tell her no to her face, right? But before we got to that, Yaz and Cuba having a chat. Cuba was giving her good advice, but it's like, Cuba, are you listening to what you're saying? Like, are you verbally hearing the words that are coming out of your mouth? Because if you're listening to what you're saying, that applies to you as well. So, pot meet kettle, kettle meet pot. The shit you're saying about Yaz is applying to you. So, I don't feel like Ryan is treating you any better. If anything, it's probably worse because he's not even there. Just leaving you in a big ass apartment by yourself. It's super strange, right? Um, we get to the end, just Jordan kind of meandering and bullshitting his way through the relationship. And at the end, they pretty much call off the wedding, which that's good. We're on the road to kind of ending it officially, right? But my point is like, is it done or do they continue? I think it's best to slow things down for sure, also ultimately, right? But I'm like, that didn't seem final enough for me, right? I feel like obviously at the reunion we're gonna get to it and it's gonna be like, hey, we tried to date a little bit, but it just didn't work because Jordan don't want it to work. Jordan wants somebody else. Just it is what it is. You know, I can't tell who exactly, but he wants somebody else, right? Joe and Fran, they was interesting because they was part of the early part as well, and they kind of sprinkled them in a little bit. They're probably the second most boring couple, but they kind of came back with Fran and Joe kind of doing shit couples do, kind of recapping what happened tonight, and that's just a fun part of being in a relationship, right? And I hope Joe and Fran have a lot of those conversations, but they pretty much kind of talked about how Fran was feeling about it, and I appreciate Fran, like what she was saying. She had his back for sure, because when looking back on it, it was two girls. It was two girls arguing with one guy, and it just the optics don't look good. Whether he's in the right or wrong, it just don't look good. So it was good she was able to come give him some backup and kind of check shit and get him off his back, right? But she got back to the apartment. She let him know that what she felt he went wrong at, right? And ultimately, I think it's just weird in general because I don't think he went wrong with anything. He dated the girl, basically got on her hands and knees and begged him for some more time, and he gave her another day, maybe 12 hours. So if anything, I think Joe was just a victim of his attractiveness, right? This is only an issue because Chev wanted him and she still wants him now, right? Outside of that, Fran, what is the issue? Talking to two women is not an issue in the pods, but typically you see now it doesn't really go well. Typically, it's like no manual or guidebook on how to do that, right? There's no right way to do this. So I think she was just kind of dragging it at the end of the day. But I do like at the end they had the little cute spa date. It's like funny. Joe got really good skin, but it's like he does no skincare. Blessed by the guys, man. That's all you can say, right? Because he put that shit on her face so bad. It was scrunched up on the sides and he had it over her eyelids and stuff. It was just hilarious. That was a cute little date, right? So another boring couple. We got Taylor and Sophie. Um, they met Taylor's family. Taylor, he was an uncle to some little boys, two boys. The younger boy is always the bad one, and he looked like the bad one. He was cute. I like the fact he hugged him, picked him up and hugged him and shit. That was really cute. He really put that little boy on the spot and kind of put Sophie out there by asking if the little boy thought she was cute. Because kids can't lie. Kids tell the truth. But he said she was cute, and Sophie is, so it was all good. But if he said she was ugly, that would have been very uncomfortable, man. So don't put your little nephew out there like that again, right? Be a good aunt. All in all, the conversation is pretty good. Not much drama. Then we showed him in the apartment, and Sophie, You got to find a cooking channel or something like that. You got to do cooking and grilling with AB, Mr. Make It Happen. You got to go to somebody. You got to find somebody's cooking channel, baby girl, because you can't even boil some damn noodles. Really? I remember you said in the pod you can't cook. You're not a cooker, but damn, girl, them noodles look buns. It looked like them hoes was overcooked and they was dry. Like, how do you fuck up some noodles, girl? Damn. Like, just make them an omelet or something next time, baby. I feel like you could do that, but who knows? Maybe not, right? Whew. She was the one who said she couldn't cook though, so it's no should be no surprise to Taylor that shit came out bad, right? Kiara and AJ. I like the fact his parents did finally come on camera. I don't see what they was worried about. The parents were good looking. They dressed well. They spoke well. You know, they had a very interesting story how they was arranged, and it seems like it's working out pretty good. So sometimes them arranged ones be the best marriages, right? And they had great advice. The advice they were saying was perfect, was spot on, right? I do appreciate how they was talking about the kid. AJ does seem like a great kid. He seems like I know I'm calling him a simp a lot, but that's just because I think he's entrapped by this blonde with this uptown accent, right? But all in all, he seems like a pretty good kid, right? Both the parents, once again, they were good looking and good hearted. It's just too bad that Kara don't really deserve this shit, right? I appreciate she's on her best behavior. It's like she could read my YouTube and TikTok comments or something because she's turned a complete 180, turned a whole new leaf. She's on her best behavior. It's like she stopped fucking with people, stopped kicking up dust. Maybe we gotta see her in a group setting and see if she's on her best behavior in that as well. But all the shit he's doing for her, she just don't deserve it, man. He's too good for her, man, honestly. But saying that, I will say I do like the fact she did the Diwali party for him. That was a very great gesture, right? She really stepping for AJ. Can't do no but respect it. She's really stepping for AJ. That was really dope. And I could tell he genuinely wasn't expecting that. And that shit took him by surprise. And those are the best surprises, right? He knows when Diwali's coming, but he didn't know that she knew that or even cared about it. So the fact she sprung it on him was just beautiful. I do like that. That was dope, right? And speaking of what's dope, we're going to talk about some shit that's not dope, right? And Ryan in Cuba. Now Ryan, his grandma's dying. It's like, what else, man? It's like he done killed the Gma to get away from her, man. It's like, damn, Cuba, what else can he do? It's like, God, that motherfucker gonna fake a heart attack next time to get away from you, Cuba. It's just really crazy. Like, he's leaving, and it's like, what about Cuba, right? What about her? You know? It's like, he kind of just left her high and dry again. It's like he spends more time away from her than he does with her. And when he's with her, he's not talking to her. Because she told, who was that? I think it was Fran, that he confides and talks to other people, but don't talk to her. Again, very strange. It's like, I feel like she's acting the same. Only thing that changed since the pods is they see each other. They're face to face. So it's like it has to be the fact that he's not pleased with how she looks. Which if you see Cuba, crazy, berserk, mad, sublime, insane, man. And it's like, all that, bro, and your lips is always chapped. Why are they so chapped? Aren't you like a health and wellness freak? Like, why are your lips always chapped and malnourished? She knows something is off, but she's still making excuses for him. Still making more and more excuses for him. I do hate that he did. It turns out he did lose his grandmama. I do hate that he lost his grandmama. But I feel like people experience loss in there a lot. And I feel like a lot of people usually stay. So I understand losing a loved one is tough, but I remember people's being in the pods and they've cried about it with their people. Sometimes they leave, but I feel like this is one of those situations. If you really cared about somebody, you would want a loved one there to console you. Maybe you step away for a little bit, but I feel like he's just been stepping away for anything, man. And it's just weird. I hate that he lost his grandmama, though. You know, shouts out to grandmama, though. That's really sad, but that's a very strange couple, man. For real, for real. And then Jack and Faye. Jack, oh man, it's like he decided just to go for a walk. Okay, Jill Scott. It's like, what's that about, right? He came back and he was looking guilty, right? Guilty of what? Who the hell knows? Only him, God, and whoever was at London at 6 o'clock in the morning know. But he was guilty of something, right? And it's like when he's talking to Faye, he's just such a bullshitter and a gaslighter. It's like when you're talking to her, you don't find that concerning that you just disappeared with no location. It's like, Jack, do you think Faye is stupid? Maybe he does, because he just talked her down and talked around her, talked circles around her, and she kind of just dropped it. So maybe he does think she's dumb. But my wife picked up on this, and I feel like she missed her calling and working for the FBI, because listening to him, he said that he don't know the whole day he's been maintaining. He don't know what happened to the fucking Find My Friends, but then he said that sometimes he likes to go dark mode. So it's like, if you don't know what happened, why do you have an explanation as to why you disappeared? Very interesting, right? So he should have just went like, I just wanted to go dark mode. This whole acting like he didn't know was just silly. Which lets me know Jack is not a good liar. He's gonna have to lie regardless, but he's not a good liar. He's a good gaslighter, a decent manipulator, but he's not a good liar. Don't like though. Faye's been really good. I've been liking Faye so far. I don't like the fact she tattletaled on him to her parents before the meetup. you put such a sour taste in their mouth, and you kind of let him walk into an ambush. And you know, Jack is crazy. Jack has all these neurodivergencies and shit, and it's like he's not gonna handle that very well. He did handle it. He did handle it a little better than I thought, but I just thought that was weak of her to do that. That shit was weird to me. It's like once again, it's one of those people that want to have their parents do the grilling for them. Maybe she was expecting to get something different out of him, but I don't know. I just felt like if that was your partner, you don't really treat them like that because parents are very judgmental of the other person's partner. So you tell them that they're going to always think of like, oh, Jack, that's the one who got up in the morning. That's Jill Scott. That's the one who got up in the morning and did a walk and was gone for 2 hours and turned his location off. It don't matter what you can do after that. You can do the most philanthropic stuff. You could have you could be a millionaire. You can get them 3 or 4 beautiful babies. They're gonna always remember the time you got up in the middle of the night and left their daughter by herself with no explanation, no reasonable explanation. And I just hate that she did it. That was so strange to me because after that, the relationship with the parents went from sugar to shit. It was like it was terrible after that. That whole conversation was really stiff. So stiff, he pretty much pushed Jack into saying that he's full of shit, which I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at it at all because it's like they were selling. He's a salesperson, and he's like, I'm selling things. It's like, what are you selling, Jack? You selling yourself? You selling ass? What are you selling, Jack? QTNA. Like, what exactly are you selling? You in tech sales? You in medical sales? You in device sales? What kind of sales, bro? Because we know you're good at selling yourself. You could talk a mile a minute as confirmed with that conversation with her at the end, where you said nothing, told her to stop it. You're not going to show her your phone. And she was like, okay. So you could sell, bruh, but what are you selling? That's what the parents want to know. No kind of clarity was given. Very interesting, right? At the end of the day, it's just like, Jack, what the fuck are you doing, man? That's what I got to say, man, because it's like, it's very much giving. He's on drugs, and I don't know what they do in the UK, but he's on something. Something to where he's like functioning. He's like a pretty high functioning addict, but that didn't look good. I don't think it's other bitches. Jack is too obsessive to like be spreading his love to other people like that, but I definitely think he went out there and got into some drugs. And he's just embarrassed to say that shit. Like, my wife was like, when they do the reunion, it's going to pop up and they're going to be like, Jack couldn't be there because he's currently getting help. And it's like, that's very dark. I hope it don't go that way. And I hope Jack was just really trying to go out there to clear his mind, but it's not looking too promising. But all in all, you know, we had a little trouble with a couple couples. We had one couple kind of pretty much call it breaks. I don't know if they're going to be on the show anymore, but just a weird episode, man. You know, a lot of ups and downs. And is Kara vindicated? Kara relationship is going good, going smooth. Jack and them, it's on the rocks. Is Kara vindicated? QTNA, right? But all in all, y'all tell me what y'all think about the people. Y'all tell me what y'all think is y'all favorite couple, y'all least favorite couple, y'all favorite person, y'all least favorite person. And then y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe, especially on the YouTube. There's Trent and Tori, the reality couple on YouTube. Trent and Tori, the reality couple on YouTube. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.